Welcome to the Hambone for the Hambone Show.
Welcome back. The Hambone Show, NFL Weekly Pickems. We're going into Week 10. We got Matt, J-Mo, and Jordan, and Zach coming in via text and Spirit. How's it going? Everyone's back home.
Yeah.
Back home.
Back in the lab.
Matt, where were you this week, though? You went...
Yeah, I was in Phoenix for a couple days. Got back last night. Gosh, that was my first time in Arizona. I can see why people like the desert. But I will say this about football down there. So I was down there Monday night, and we went to like a restaurant bar, kind of by Arizona State there. And the Monday Night Football was on, watching Arizona at Dallas.
Oh, wow.
And Arizona they beat them up, right? But like there was hardly any fans in there. Like I heard like 2 cheers, mediocre cheers for a touchdown here and there. But it just made me, realize how much the Lions fans adore their team. And granted, it's different, state of the team, but still, like, I think Detroit Lion fans are super hardcore. They travel, and we love our team. We love our players. So that's a little bit of a rant, but just wanted to get that out there.
That's an interesting observation. Yeah,
Troy, were you in the mitten? You were in the mitten all week?
I was, yeah. And luckily didn't have to go anywhere this week, so.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I did have real quick Uni of the Week. Seattle Seahawks, really love those. The blue pops great. Honorable mention for me, the Giants. I like that look a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of old school, nothing too crazy. Uni Scrap of the Week is what I'm going to call it. Green Bay Packers. Talked about it last week. I think they're too old school. They're too throwback. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Throw them in the trash. Sorry.
They looked like the Bears.
The Guardian cap.
Yeah.
With the leather thing, that looked goofy. That looked goofy. Do you lose if your uniform is super ugly? Because like the Pittsburgh's lost with the ugly one, and then the Packers just lost.
Yeah.
I had that thought.
Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. All right, we'll move it along here. We got, look at this board is constantly changing.
Wow.
We got Zach, the man, Z-Man, the Ghost, the Phantom. He's on top. He made it all. He was down, after he lost the Philly lock weeks ago. He stormed right back with his Big Ten locks. But it's tight. I mean, we're keeping it here close. It's been fun to see it go up and down. I mean, I was on the bottom last week. Troy's been on the top. Like Matt's been on. Like there's a lot of parity. I was saying. I think I messaged you guys right away. Like there's just a lot of parity within our own Hambonez standing to kind of reflect a lot of chaos this year.
We give Zach a lot of grief for going with 10s every week, but man, it's working for him, and he's the only. Every single one of us has gotten a lock wrong twice, except Zach. Zach's only gotten one. Of course, he had a tie, maybe got a little lucky with that tie, but yeah, man, he's killing us in lock points.
Nice. All right, you guys ready to roll? We ready to roll in here?
Do it.
Let's see.
Yeah. Our graphics guy. Hey, there we go. Welcome back, YouTube. What's up? All right, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. They're 2-6, headed over to, probably up, right? To Denver, 7-2, Mile High, Thursday Night Football. What's good? Oh, yeah, Zach's leading us today. Let's see. Zach right on top of the board. Zach is going Broncos over Raiders. Raiders are the third worst in yards per game on offense. 283.3, and average nearly 2 turnovers per game. The Broncos are third best defense. In yards per game, 279.9. If I set the over under on Geno picks at 2.5, would you take?
Might take the over. Denver's got a good defense. Thursday night, anything could happen.
This is true. Where you going, Matt?
Uni of the week here. I'll start that off.
Yeah.
Denver is running it back with our favorites. Those blues, blue helmets, the kind of the orange old school. So that'll give a nice pop Thursday night football. Broncos are rolling. I think this will be a little tighter than expected. Maybe kind of a trap game situation in the division, but still got to go with the Broncos. Love those unis.
Those unis are hot. They are hot unis. Mile High, Denver at home. I don't really have any notes. Great defense going against Geno, who's been struggling this year. Although I will say, Brock Bowers is a beast. Holy moly. That guy's special. You can tell he's feeling a lot better after he missed, I don't know how many games, handful, 4 to 6 games, I don't even know. But they're a different team with Brock Bowers, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Yeah, Raiders are bad. Geno's bad. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it's coaching. Maybe we need to add Pete Carroll to the watch list. I think it might be time. One kind of funny thing I wanted to point out, Mercedes Lewis signed with the Broncos, and he is actually 18th all-time in most games played. He's played 286 games, so it'll be 287, and I mean, that's crazy for a big guy tight end. I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear, but Denver.
I feel like he was playing, when I was like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Wow. That's impressive. That's good for him. Good for him. All right. Guten Morgen. Berlin, Sunday morning, 9:30.
Oh, is that? Wow. I forgot those are still happening.
Mm-hmm. Which we got to get. The Lions got to get one with Amon-Ra's connection. How has that not happened yet?
Yeah.
But anyway, we got the 3-5 Atlanta Falcons going, in Berlin, but headed to the home team Indy, 7-2. Indy is a 6.5-point favorite over in Germany. Zachary, Colts over Falcons. What Falcons will show up? The Colts have been more consistent and are at home, sort of.
Yeah. I'm also going Colts. Nothing too crazy. Colts are coming off a loss to Pittsburgh. I think that plays a little bit of a factor in it. They want to get back, get right, and vibes are high in Indy. They just traded for Sauce, so everyone knows they're going all in. So they are back. International game. You kind of never know what you're gonna get, but I'm still going Colts.
Yeah, I'm on Colts as well. I'm just looking at my notes here. They got Sauce, right? They traded for Sauce, gave up 2 firsts and 80 Mitchell. That's a lot, but they're going chips all in here. I think my concern, I'm going Indy, but my concern, because I just can't trust the Falcons. Like, could be good. I don't know. My concern with the Colts is that we saw Pittsburgh get a lot of pass rush going in on them, and that really affected Daniel Jones. He threw, I don't even know how many picks did he throw. They had a lot of turnovers last week, which was uncharacteristic. They've been usually taking care of the ball and just playing complete football. And this Falcons defense does have a good pass rush. So if they can figure out that blueprint that Pittsburgh used, I could see some issues happening here. However, I've been riding Colts. They're coming off a loss. I have right here, if they win, they're legit. Like if they're legit, they need to win this one. I think this is kind of another litmus test for them here.
Yeah. I feel like if this game was 3 weeks ago, I would have picked the Falcons. They were coming off wins over Washington and Buffalo, and we were all kind of like, ooh, look at the Falcons. Bijan might be an MVP candidate. and then they've just completely fallen on their face. And so I don't know what they are. The Colts did finally lose, so maybe, this will be kind of their revenge game. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Colts as well. I think they get back on track. I can't trust Atlanta.
We got 2 Hambonez locks for you here early, folks. Book it. Now here's a great one. We got the New York Giants 2-7 going to the Windy City of Chicago 5-3. The Bears are 3.5-point favorites. Zach says the Bears over the Giants. Caleb Williams versus the Giants pass rush will be interesting. It feels like the Bears are due for a letdown, but the Giants are nearly out of the playoff picture.
So he's going Bears, huh? I will say that's a pretty cool picture of the bear. So another uni alert. Like I mentioned earlier from last week, the Giants, they're running it back with those retros, white uniforms, kind of the old school Giants logo on the helmet. And for that reason alone, I am going Giants. I think they're desperate. I think they're going to come in. Jackson Dart might throw for 300 yards, a few tugs, and show us all something that Dayball's been hoping for all year. So give me the Giants.
Yeah, you know what? This is so sloppy. And Matt, I'm glad you went Giants because I went Bears, and I don't trust the Bears. I still got my feels for Ben Johnson. From afar, it's like do well, but now they're getting close to us. I hope they lose, and I think the Giants can do it. That Zach mentioned it. Their D-line, if you get Caleb off his feet, that's where he can make magic, but that's where he can make mistakes at least this level. Are we going to see USC, the Trojan, Caleb Williams just making magical plays? We'll have to see. Let's see what the other thing here was. I don't know. I had another note in my head, but I can't think of it right now. I don't trust Chicago. I hope they lose. I'm going to go Chicago. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I can't trust Chicago either, but this is like a 50-50 game for me. It's both teams seem like they can kind of score, but not play defense. The Giants are just running out of players, it seems like. And, I kind of did my thing where when it's a 50-50 game, I go with the home team. So I'm going to go with the Bears. Don't feel great about it. Like you said, Jordan, be rooting for the Giants, but I'm gonna go with the home field advantage.
Yeah, Troy, you mentioned what was stuck in my brain there. Both defenses, they're leaky. The secondary of the Bears, they're good at forcing turnovers. They lead the league in interceptions and turnovers and turnover differential, but both these defenses give up a lot of points. So you're right. I do like that take there. Should be interesting. We got the Buffalo Bills, 9.5-point favorites on the road. They're 6-2, headed to Miami, 2-7. I know Waddle, there was talks they were trying to get a lot too much out of Waddle. I think there was connections to Denver maybe. I think there's another team trying to get Waddle as well. So kind of wanted to see him go just for him, but that's where we're at with the Dolphins. Zach's going Bills over Dolphins. The best thing about the Dolphins right now is Jordan's graphics for them. That's from Zach, not from me. So thank you, Zach.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about this game. I think Buffalo's going to take care of business. We're getting into the second half of the season, and there's no better quarterback than Josh Allen. When you're kind of backs against the wall, and not that they have gone on a cold streak, but he knows this is time to establish your team, to make sure you beat up on the teams that you should be. So I think it's an easy win for the Bills.
Yeah, I think all I had was Cook gonna cook. However, I think he was out of practice today. I can't remember what his injury is. Let me look at that really quick. I'm on the Bills. I'll look it up. Troy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Let's make it a Hambonez lock. Miami fired their GM. Apparently, McDaniel's going to be safe for the year, but he's obviously with that GM being gone, he's kind of a dead man walking. The Bills are back on track. They're rolling now after a couple shaky losses there, but that should be a cruise control.
Yeah, update from ESPN. It just says James Cook he won't practice on Wednesday, ankle/foot. So hopefully he can come back. I'm sure they'll be okay without him, hopefully. Just this Dolphins team's in a spiral, so interesting though. I just I always like to plug whatever running backs going against the Miami Dolphins. Besides that one Bijan game, they've been able to be run upon. So next we got the Baltimore Ravens, 3-5. They're 4.5-point road favorites in Minnesota, coming off their win against Detroit. Minnesota improved to 4-4. Zach's going Ravens. He's got the Ravens over the Vikings. He says, I struggled with this game the most. The Vikings at home off a huge win, and the Ravens getting back in the hunt and getting healthy. Lamar is excellent against the blitz as a starter, so he's going Ravens here.
Yeah, this will be an interesting game, and a game within our division, so always interested to see how those shake out. I'm gonna go Vikings here. So the vibes again are high, in Minnesota after what they did to us last week, and this is kind of one of those gateway games, I think, for both teams where if Minnesota wins, they're right back in the division for the NFC North, and who knows what could happen. Ravens, same thing. If they win, they're 4-5 or something to that tune, and they're right back there in the division. Whereas if they lose, the Ravens, is their season dead? I don't know, but I think Minnesota is going to come out hot. I think they might score a lot of points, and I think they're going to pull it off.
I almost went Vikings here after what I saw last week, and Baltimore, I still don't really trust the defense. I will say the defense has been improving the last few weeks. I'm talking like total points overall, letting up, but I think this is more fandom than anything. I want to see them do well. I want them to kind of come back and win that AFC North. I'm a fan of Lamar. I'm hoping they're back on track. Minnesota just kicked our butts, so they can go kick rocks.
Yeah, I like how you said that, Matt. It's kind of a gateway game for both teams. I didn't know what to do with this one. I mean, Lamar's back. That gives me hope with the Ravens, but Minnesota's a hard place to play. I do still believe in JJ. I feel like he's only going to get better. He's kind of, obviously he's young, so he's kind of at the worst he'll be. And so I wonder, one more game at home, if he'll take another little step forward, and that'll be enough to win.
You just love JJ, don't you?
I mean, I can't not. I mean, he brought us the championship.
Yeah.
I'll probably ride that one for a couple of years. We'll see. I went Baltimore, though. I don't know, man. I was flip-flopping back and forth.
Matt going solo again. Feeling good going solo this week?
Yeah, man. What's the worst that can happen?
Ooh.
Cleveland Browns.
You'll be forced to watch this game. That's the worst that can happen.
Is it going to be one of those games? Oh, man.
We'll see. Yeah, we get the 2-6 Cleveland Browns. They're 2.5-point road favorites at New York Jets, who are 1-7. The Jets were favored a day ago, probably about 35 hours ago. They were favorites.
Until Sauce left?
Basically, yeah. The Browns. Zach going Browns over Jets. This pick is completely based on the Browns defense and Myles Garrett, who is on pace for 21 sacks, being awesome. The Jets defense has only forced one turnover in 8 games. Oh my! And then they just traded away 2 of their best defensive players. Okay, sorry.
Wow. Yeah, this will be a battle of those teams that are just fighting to just see what happens week to week. I'm going Jets for the pure focus of, the Jets just lost some folks, and sometimes that galvanizes a team that's, the folks that are still around, and maybe it's kind of one of those games where everyone expects the Jets to just basically lose every other game, and they've got some energy. They come out at home and put up some points. So give me that green team.
I was on the Jets before the trades happened. Once I saw the trades happen, that tipped me to go the other way. I'm just checking right now to see if Judkins, what his report is, because I thought he was questionable. Why can I not find him? Is he not anymore?
I think he's healthy.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, their best offensive player. I'm going to go Browns. I wanted Jets. I believed in the Jets at home. I thought this would be a good game for them to sneak out like a 6-3 win or something like that. But with shipping off Quinnen Williams and Sauce, that tipped the scale for me.
Yeah, this one I might have to make my pick right when I'm done talking here because I'm flip-flopping. I started out like you. I was on the Jets. They got a win. They had a bye. Vibes were better. I was kind of thinking, okay, they can get to 2 in a row. I don't think the Browns can score much, even though Judkins is good. But then the Jets went and traded their 2 best defensive players. So then I'm like, well, the Browns. But I like what you said, Matt. Or maybe it was, I don't know who said it, but now they might be a little salty that a lot of times teams might play a little bit better. They get like a 1-week bump after trading, and they are at home. But Myles Garrett against Justin Fields, give me the Browns.
You really only have to score about 15 or 16 points. So
that's true.
Then it's locked. Yeah.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
Yeah, it could go 2 ways. Breece Hall was asking for a trade after yesterday too, or at the start of yesterday too. He wanted out. So I don't know, it could be a disaster, but it's the Browns too. So yeah, for me this was kind of a coin flip. Just the trades really. Home. We got the New England. This is going to be a good game. Holy moly! We got the New England Patriots are 7-2. Headed down to Tampa Bay, 6-2. Buccaneers are 2.5-point home favorites. So it's gonna be a close one. Vegas thinks. Patriots. Zach's going Patriots over Bucks. The Pats are riding a 6-game win streak. Again, hoping for a jinx.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thanks for doing that for us, Zach. By the way, very nice graphics here. Those are kind of cool looking. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I don't think Baker's going to allow Drake May to come into his house and steal a win. I think Patriots are due to kind of take a game off, maybe, and just kind of take an L. So give me the Bucks.
I'm looking at the injury report as we speak. I wasn't ready. I don't think Bucky Irving or Chris Godwin are practicing yet. So Godwin is not expected to practice. Bucky Irving not practicing either. So not getting those reinforcements yet. They should be getting offensive tackle back soon, I think. So that'll help them out a little bit. I think New England is the better team for sure. They're hotter. They're better. It's Baker. That's all I got. It's like New England's the better team, but Baker. I just got to keep going. I'm on the Bucks.
Yeah, I kind of wrote down game of the week. This is going to be a fun one to watch in the 1:00 hour. Tampa Bay coming off a bye. I was kind of hoping they'd get a little more healthy than what it sounds like they are with a week off. Now, of course, we saw with the Lions a bye week. That might not help you. Maybe you do get healthy, but might not help you win. I kind of like what you said, Matt. I think the Patriots are kind of due for a loss, kind of like the Colts last week. You get to a point in the NFL where you win 5 or so in a row, and it's like you're kind of due. So I'm going with the home team. They're pretty even, but in terms of Tampa Bay being at home, that's why I'm going to go with them.
Nice.
It's the Tom Brady game.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Tom Brady, the clone for a dog, if y'all saw
Yeah.
that. That is wild.
That's crazy.
It is wild.
Is Brady calling this one?
No, I think he's actually calling our game.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting if he did this one. They should have done that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know if it's on Fox or not.
Actually, I think they switched it. Our game, I think, was Brady, but then with the Jaden Daniels injury, we have the
Okay.
Deion Branch guy.
Oh,
Again.
Gosh.
Yeah, is that Vilma? Or who? Yeah, was it Vilma who kept calling him Deion?
yeah, Jonathan Vilma, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was funny.
Hey, that means Brian's gonna have a big game. He's gonna be talking about him all day.
Yeah. Let's go. BB.
Ooh.
Now in New Orleans Saints are 1-8. Oh my gosh, I had to double take it. I didn't realize they only have one win. I thought they were better than that. Yeah, 1-8 going to Carolina. Divisional opponent, 5-4. Carolina coming off that big win against Green Bay. Zach, he's going Panthers over Saints. I feel like an honorary Panthers fan after last week. Saints are playing for the draft pick, but I still can't completely trust the Panthers.
Yeah. Quick uni alert. Saints are running back the all white helmet. They did that maybe a month and a half ago. So they're going to do that again over in Carolina. So excited to see those. I kind of like those, kind of a different look. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Saints. So the Panthers, I think they've won like 3 out of 4 or something like that. I don't know. I could be off there, but and I just hope they don't take them lightly. I do like the Panthers just overall, like, you know, they're kind of building towards something. They've been not great, you know, for a few years. So, but I think the Saints find a way to kind of scrap one out here.
Yeah, that'd be interesting because Shuck, you know, he had not the best first start, but maybe this is a game he can kind of make a little statement that they should keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think I'm going Panthers, though. I'm just coming off that big win. It's just like a thank you. You got the better record. I don't know too much. I know they got a decent run defense. That defense still needs to take some steps. But overall, I think they're the better team and at home.
Yeah, there's a account I follow on social media called the Sickos Committee, and they usually highlight like random games that are kind of like the under the radar gross games. You know, if you're like a sports sicko, that only those people would watch it. And so to me, this feels like a Sickos game. Like it's just gonna be chaos factory, I feel like, with these two teams. But you know, the Panthers record's pretty good. They beat Green Bay. This might be, you know, we might have to start talking about them in a little more respect. So I'm going to go back with the Panthers, kind of get back on my Panthers train from a couple weeks ago, coming at home after a big win on the road.
Picking up the cigarettes again.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars 5-3 at the Houston Texans 3-5. Houston Texans are 1.5 point favorites. Zach's going Texans over Jags. Speaking of untrustworthy teams, can I interest you in a generational QB prospect that is sometimes good but will need overtime and a 68-yard field goal to beat the Raiders? Texans defense is first in the league in yards allowed per game and points per game. He's got them Texans.
Yeah, this will be an interesting game. I mean, I know they ruled out CJ earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering if a lot of people will be high on the Jags, and I'm kind of going back and forth as I, you know, talk right now between who I'm going to pick. But I think Davis Mills is going to start. So I think everyone's like, oh, CJ's out. He's kind of done for, or the Texans are done for. And I feel like I haven't seen the Jaguars in like a month do anything. So, gosh, give me the Texans. They do have a good D. I think Davis Mills kind of lights it up, crazy enough. So we'll see.
Wow. I'm on the Texans as well. Maybe I should switch here. Let me think about it really quick. because no C.J. Stroud. He was ruled out. Hunter's out for, I think he's on IR, so
Yeah.
however long he's out. End of November, maybe beginning of December, it looks like. Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't at practice Wednesday. I think he'll play, but like that's a little concerning as well. Brenton Strange, their starting tight end's been on IR too. So I was just going with the fact that Texan is probably the number one defense. They're elite. I was David Mills scares me a little bit, but whatever. I'll go Texans. Like, not sure if I feel good about that or not.
Yeah, this was a toss-up for me, and I kind of wrote down, I was like, well, we need to see what C.J. Stroud's status is, and then I was like, well, my hot take is maybe it doesn't really matter between Davis Mills and C.J. Stroud. It's so hard to pick an away team in this game. But you know what? I'll go loner on this one. I'll go Jacksonville. Give me the golden hair of Trevor Lawrence leading me to victory.
Wow.
Good. I was nervous that once I saw you two go, the first two go Texans, I'm like, are we about to lock the Houston Texans? I feel like we've been trashing C.J. Stroud all year. But he's not playing, so works out. Here we go. Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals coming off that win, smoking the Dallas Cowboys, guns are blazing. 3-5 Arizona Cardinals going to Seattle, who are 6-2 and 6.5 point home favorites. Zach's going Seahawks over Cardinals. He says, is Sam Darnold just a more athletic Jared Goff that finally found his St. Brown and Jackson Smith and Jigba? They looked scary on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the bird battle as I'm looking at it on your deck right here. So, Jacoby Brissett, for some reason, is kind of balling out a little bit. So that kind of scares me. I mean, if I'm a Seahawks fan at least. So, but I do think Seahawks at home, Cardinals still can't trust them, and they just beat Dallas. So I mean, I can't see him pulling off 2 in a row, so I'm going to stay with the Seahawks.
I don't have a whole lot. Brissett starting, that's probably better for the Cardinals, as evidenced by the games this year. Kyler Murray, they put on IR. I mean, man, they should have moved him. They should have moved him yesterday. Get something out of him. I don't know what his contract looks like, but Seattle, if I had to do a power ranking, at least in the NFC, they might be the number one team in the NFC right now. They're cooking, and Sam Darnold, he's dropping dimes. It's crazy. And JSN obviously leading the league. He's a very friendly, QB receiver, but good for Sam Darnold. And then the defense is phenomenal. It's honestly, for me, it's between them and the Rams. I think the Rams are phenomenal. That division's looking scary. And you got the Niners too, who are somehow still putting up wins. The NFC West is looking real good.
Yeah. It's funny. I think every single week my favorite graphic of yours is the Cardinals one. I don't know. Maybe that's my new favorite animal, but I just think that looks sharp for some reason. The eye and the beak there with the little tuft of hair. But yeah, what is Arizona? I mean, did they move on from Kyler? It kind of feels like it. I guess I'll give you a kind of a long-term prediction here. I think next year Kyler Murray is going to be the starting quarterback of the Jets. Kind of feels like Arizona's done with him.
Jets?
Kind of feels like something the Jets would do. They'd make a trade for Kyler Murray. I can see it. So, but yeah, like you said, Jordan, Seahawks are hot. They're the first time they did play, it was really close though. But that was in Arizona. This is in Seattle. Let's lock it. The Seahawks a Hambonez lock.
Hambonez lock.
I like that. And with Brissett, maybe the Cardinals, they're not a terrible defense. They could maybe do it. Seattle at home, I'm comfortable with that lock. That's a good lock. We got the LA Rams, another hot team. Back-to-back NFC West divisional games. There's been a lot of divisional games, seems like. The Rams are 6-2, and they're 4.5-point favorites going into San Francisco, who was 6-3. Zach, where's Zach at? Zach's Rams. Rams over Niners. It seems like these Rams-Niners games are always exciting. The Rams are just far more healthy.
Yeah, I think he said it best there. I'm excited to watch this game. I think it'll be close at the end. Niners still, I mean, with all the injuries they have, they're still 6-3, I think, which is kind of wild to given everything that they're going through. But I do think the Rams, they got the players, they've got the receivers. I think they pull it off.
Sorry, I was scrolling. I'm looking at the San Fran injuries here because I'm wondering, like, Brock Purdy, is he playing or not? My roommate teacher, the teacher I share the room with, he was talking about he's got Brock Purdy, and it's almost like Christian McCaffrey last year. It's like, oh yeah, he'll be back soon, and then he's just not. So I know it's turf toes, hard to judge, but that's an interesting one too. I'm like, when does Pierce Hall come back? Purdy, Bryce Huff is questionable. Getting him back pass rushing would be nice. With all that said, I'm going Rams. I think 49ers squeaked this one out last time. You could track that back for multiple reasons. The one that sticks out in my mind, and this must have been like a primetime game, was Kyron Williams, fumbling on the half-yard line or something like that on one of his touchdown runs in the pile there. So I think they get it done here. Puka's amazing. I'm so jealous. I think Brad Holmes might have said that was like the one that got away for him when asked something like that in the draft process. Like looking back, it was like him fitting into the Lions is just like a glove. He would have been real cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys said it. This is a big division game. Last game was close in LA, and the Rams lost. So I think this is a revenge game for them. I guess we're going to lock another one with the Rams. Two kind of cool stats, though. Stafford has 398 career touchdown passes, so look for him to hit the 400 mark. And Christian McCaffrey, 17 yards away from 7,000 rushing yards, which I was kind of shocked to see. I know he's obviously been good for a few years, but always seems like he's had injuries. I didn't realize he's racked up that many yards overall. So those should be two kind of milestones eclipsed.
Nice. Yeah, just really quick. Stafford, MVP? Question mark?
He's in the running.
He's balling out, and everyone was so concerned about his back, right? Like I even was like, he's about that age, and he's having an epidural or whatever in training camp. But man, good for you, Matthew.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. The Den. Here are our Lions. The Lions bros. Lions, come on. What are we even at? We're at 5-3, is that right? Detroit's 5-3. We're 8.5-point favorites on the road going into Washington. Washington's 3-6. How are we feeling? Well, I think we all know where we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Zach, let's see what Zach's got. Sorry, I keep forgetting he's leading us today.
Yeah.
From afar. We should be able to contain Marcus Mariota, right? Right?
You would think. Yeah, I'm on the Lions too. I know we talked about it a little bit in our other episode, but Lions coming off an L. We're hungry against a team that ended our season. I mean, I'm scared to see with some of the injuries what we're going to be doing, but I still think we pull this one off. So give it the Lions.
Yeah, check the link below in our bio. We'll include, we just started like a weekly Lions talk, so, feel free to, One Pride, if you're out there, you want to get some more Lions content. Last week recap, looking at this week, we're talking all sorts of things, trade deadline, draft picks, everything, injuries. So, Matt, yeah, the offensive line injuries concern me. I'm excited to see this game, though, the revenge game. If you take a look at this Washington graphic, I was trying to get it more symmetrical, But then this is the first one that it pumped out, and I'm like, you know what? That kind of looks like Jaden Daniels' elbow going the wrong way. So, boom, that's what you get for smoking us at home in the playoffs. Get healthy soon.
Yeah, the Jaden Daniels thing. So, young quarterback bursts onto the scene, does really good right away, and then injuries. That was what they had with RG3. Could this be another RG3 situation where Jaden Daniels, you hope it's only, he moves past this and it doesn't end up being that, but it's kind of sad, that those are befalling him. But for the Lions' point of view, hey, it's kind of nice we don't have to face him. Mariota's a really good backup, though. I mean, it's not like he's any slouch, so we can't take it for granted. But it's a wake-up call. Like we've talked about in the past, the Lions don't lose 2 games in a row. Revenge game. They're mad about last week. I kind of feel like this is going to be a steamrolling. So we're locking it.
Yeah, just injuries too, really quick. It's like Luke McCaffrey I know he's more like a return man or a wide receiver 3, although they're down wide receivers. He's on IR, broken collarbone, just his collarbone. Marshawn Lattimore, old man, knee injury on IR. I don't know if that's actually good or bad for them because I feel like he's been getting cooked this year. So injuries for Washington Lions, got to play a good game, though. If you're not playing clean, anything can happen. So they better clean things up after that Minnesota loss for sure.
I don't think the Lions have a very good history of playing in Washington. That's kind of been some bad juju over their history. So this will be I
don't remember the last time we played in Washington.
I don't either. I just know there was those playoff games way back in, was it the 80s or maybe it was even the 90s with Barry. I can't quite remember exactly, but they got...
You're going that far back?
They just got smoked. Hey, history follows us.
Wow.
So, Zach put a note on this field, actually. Now that you mentioned it, I remembered it's up here in his recap. Washington's Northwest Stadium, formerly FedEx Field, might actually be cursed. Recent major injuries to Jane Daniels, get well soon. RG3, ACL, MCL, meniscus. Joe Burrow, ACL. Alex Smith, compound tibia fracture. And Chase Young, ACL. So a lot of injuries here. Hopefully we stay clean. Maybe that's the goal, is just get out of here healthy.
Yeah. It is a grass field, isn't it? It's not turf.
I thought so, yeah.
I think it's grass.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's get this thing to move. Here we go. Pittsburgh Steelers, Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh's 5-3, headed west to the LA Chargers, who are 6-3, and the Chargers are 2.5 home favorites.
Ooh.
Zach or I? Zach's going Steelers over the Chargers. The Chargers have a better record than the Chiefs, the Packers, and the Lions, but I still don't trust them. Joe all out for the year. Can they block Watt and company?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of in the same camp. First and foremost, though, nice job in the graphic. It's matching the Uni Alert. They're going to run those navies back again this week, so that'll be nice to see. I'm actually going Steelers as well. I know Chargers are home, but the Steelers, I think, coming off a big win against the Colts, they're rolling, so they feel good about themselves.
You know what? I was on the Pittsburgh Steelers as well for the same reasons. Joe Alt being out. What else do I have? Omar and Hampton, it sounds like he won't be ready until after their bye week in week 12. Pittsburgh defense, I guess, is good. Like they've not been good all year, so they showed up against the Colts. But I'm switching to the Chargers, and it's only because of Brandon Perna, this guy I watched, that Denver fan. He has the curse wheel, and this week they cursed the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last week they cursed the Colts. They cursed us the week we lost in Kansas City. It's just like, it's so crazy.
Wow.
The Giants, when the Giants lost last second to the Broncos, it cursed the Giants. Like, it's just,
that's
it's
wild.
silly, but I'm just going to roll with it.
Nice.
Yeah, this game is like the game of the roller coaster teams. It's like impossible to know, what the Steelers are or what the Chargers are. They feel so up and down to me. You know, once you start to get on one team, they lose, and vice versa. Chargers are at home. When you mentioned the jerseys, Matt, that solidified it for me. I'm going with the Chargers. They look really good in those jerseys. And I think because they're at home, yeah, I'll stick with the Chargers.
In my first take when I went Pittsburgh, it was so difficult. This one was so hard for me because Herbert is a freaking baller, man. That dude he's next level this year. And I know he has been an elite quarterback, but maybe I'm paying more attention to his play. Holy cow, that dude's a baller.
This is Sunday night football, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'll be fun to watch.
That's going to be a good one. Here's another good one. Monday Night Football. We got the Philadelphia Eagles 6-2 coming off their bye. Going into the Tundra Lambeau, Green Bay Packers are 5-2-1, and they're 2.5-point home favorites.
Is this in Lambeau?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was.
For some reason, I thought this was a Brazil game.
Oh.
ESPN says Lambeau.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't look too far into that.
You can buy tickets on StubHub.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Because they brought them back to Brazil.
So the reason I thought it was for some reason, and I forgot they had already played there. Was that last year?
That was the opener, I think. Yeah.
The Eagles. Spoiler, uni alert. They're black. Philly's got black helmets, black pants, white shirts.
Oh, wow.
Bringing out the Brazil combo. So I thought it was in Brazil. But anywho, what does Zach got?
Zach's on the Eagles. He's going Eagles over Packers. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely hope the Eagles can pull this one off. Would be cool, but I unfortunately think the Packers light it up after everyone's got questions about their offense. You know, they're hungry for a win. The only reservation I do have is what's his name, Tucker Kraft. He's out for the year. Is that right? So I think he was a big part of their offense, kind of off and on the entire year. So I think that might be a bigger factor than some think. I mean, everyone's already talking about it, so probably not underrated yet. So, but yeah, I think the Packers pull it off, unfortunately.
Yeah, that Tucker Kraft, that's a big one going down. He was their leading receiver. I will say, though, Christian Watson just came back recently, and he's averaging it's something like 75 yards per game or over. Look for him to kind of take over that share. He's been that deep threat they've always hoped for. He looked pretty good in their games that I've watched. And Tucker Kraft, respect the player. He's a beast. But man, does he piss me off. I hate that guy so much because I root so hard against the Packers when I watch him, and he's just a monster. And I'm like, oh, I don't like this guy. But with that said, it's really unfortunate that he went down because you never want to see a player go down.
Yeah, I feel like he's such a good fit in Green Bay. You know, he just fits their vibe over there.
Yeah. A.J. Brown didn't get traded. That was kind of one of the, like, will he, won't he? I mean, why would they? But it seemed like, you know, his tweets and some of his, you know, the book reading and stuff, it's just, he's been kind of strange there in Philly. I can't see Green Bay going back-to-back loss, but Philly's coming off a bye. I'm going Philly, especially with that, I didn't know they were breaking on that uniform combo. That's going to be a sexy combo. And you know what? FTP. I'm going Philly.
Oof. Yeah, this is a hard one. Philly off a bye. I don't know if that's good or bad anymore. Green Bay's pissed off. Tucker Kraft's a big loss. That's kind of been Jordan Love's security blanket. So, yeah, I'm going Philly as well. They were going really good going into the bye, I believe. So, I know it's in Green Bay, but I think the Eagles are a better team. I still feel like, I don't know, maybe the Packers are legit, but I think the Eagles will win.
Yeah, Packers, that was a dud last week for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too much to add to that. I'm surprised, honestly. I thought I might have been a loner on the Eagles there, but in fact, that's Matt going solo. How many solos is this?
Gosh, I think that's maybe 5 today. Shoot.
I need to
Matt's going to be back in the lead next week.
Gotta rattle off at least one of these puppies.
I gotta get back on the solo train. I did not have any solos last week. I stopped doing my cute stuff. Should I go back and take who's the worst team? That's what I've been doing. I'll take Dolphins over Buffalo now. Bye week. We got the Chiefs getting a little time off, the Bengals, the Cowboys, and the Titans. So just one good team.
Does Burrow come back after the bye?
Who?
Does Burrow come back after the bye, or is he still a ways out?
He's a ways out.
Yeah,
Is
it's
he?
maybe playoffs. So
Oh.
that was what I thought, at least.
Yeah.
That would be interesting because they're not out of it. I mean, if they would have won that game against the Bears, which
Oh.
what was that, 3 touchdowns in 45 seconds or 50?
Oh.
It's like, what? What?
God, I was so excited after that second touchdown. I was like, the Bears, blew it.
Didn't you have Bengals? You were solo on the Bengals too.
Yes.
The
So,
Bears.
yeah.
Yeah, was it Colson Loveland just bouncing off people, and he's like, I guess I'll just run it for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they were trying to smack the ball and just didn't even try to tackle him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, Zach's taking a new strategy because I think he's feeling.
What?
He's feeling a little. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
Got him. Here, give me a second.
What do we got?
Graphics again. What are? Oh yeah. What week is it? He's going with the Broncos over the Raiders, 10-point lock. Darn you, Zach. Zach played these locks really well. I mean, I don't know who he's got left. Maybe I need to start looking at that. Not that changes anything for me, but man, he's been crushing it. And to have the Broncos over Las Vegas, that ain't bad. I don't know if any of you got that one either, but all right.
No, I'm not going to get too cute. I'm taking Buffalo. Give me 10. There's no way Buffalo takes an L from Tua. So that's all I got.
You want 10, you said?
Yeah, I gotta get back in there after I gave Packers an L.
Man, I thought about not going 10, but it worked out for me last time. And Matt, I'm with you. I'm not gonna alter my pick here.
Good.
I'm on the Bills as well, so I'm with you. I think divisional game makes me a little nervous. I considered switching to a different team here today, and I even considered lower points, but just
go, man. Just go.
I like it.
Well, I'm going to copy Zach. I went Broncos over Raiders with 10. So, yeah.
And
I think we're all.
This is a hard week. I mean, there wasn't that many games that you're super confident about.
Yeah.
At least for me. So, I mean, maybe for me, the Lions, I haven't picked them yet. I could have done something like that, but other than that, it's gonna be some close games. These are interesting, good matchups for sure.
I can see tomorrow night, Geno starts hot. It's 10-0 late into the second quarter. Troy's sweating.
I know, because I've already picked, Zach and I have already picked the Bills, so we couldn't pick the Bills again. And the Broncos, you and Jordan have already picked the Broncos. So
yeah, I think we picked them on the same week too. All right. Well, you know what? Hambones, my friends, my HamBoniez out there, thanks for helping us grow this podcast. We've been having a lot of fun with it. We're going to continue. We're trying to bring you new content. I see the comments out there, the likes, appreciate it. We're growing, we're stacking. We love you guys. Anything else to sign off with, my friends?
No.
Go Lions.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, we'll see you next time.
Yo, you ever heard of the man in the mist? Not a ghost, not a myth, but he never gets missed. Zach in the shadows, rolling them dice. When he drops a bait, you don't gotta ask twice. He ain't in the photos, but he's always in the game. Whispers in the chat, yeah, you all know the name. Moves like a phantom, but the stakes are real. When Zach calls a play, you know the room gon' feel. High roller, low profile, bets like a storm. He's the wild card analyst, breaking every norm. Everybody's waiting on the ghost in the room. Zach's got the numbers and he's bringing the boom. You won't see him coming, but you know when he's near. High roller energy, make the haters disappear. He's the legend in the group chat, never on camp. But when he drops a pick, everybody's like, damn. Stats in his mind, poker face on lock. He's the wild card, baby, always ready to shot. Everybody's waiting on the ghost in the room. Zach's got the numbers and he's bringing the boom. You don't see him coming, but you know when he's near. High roller energy, make the haters disappear. So here's to the fan, I'm the man with the plan. Zach's in the building, you just don't understand. He's the wild card analyst, the legend unseen. But when the chips fall, he's the king of the scene.